Today in this video we are going to see the receipt by rail in Food Corporation of India Godowns. That is, whenever dispatches are made from the dispatching end, say from Punjab, Haryana, UP, Andhra Pradesh to Tamil Nadu and other places, the dispatches are made by the dispatching end, and it is received by the recipient end by the rail. That is called receipt by rail in the destination Godowns. Say from Karnal or from say Moga railhead to Avadi, say Food Corporation India Avadi in Chennai. So now we will see how the receipt is made. Usually in FCI the overall activity can be classified into the procurement, from procurement point to storage, sometimes from procurement point to movement directly by rail, and then from storage, sometimes from storage point to movement point to destination by movement by rail, and then from recipient end to the dispatch, the distribution, from then procurement, like that the cyclic activity is going on in FC. Now we will see the receipt of rice, bar wheat, bar millets from farmers, millets, and also in mandis from farmers. So usually the receipt is made by procurement through mandis, that is usually 10% weighment is conducted, and from millets, because all bags are standardized bags, in mandis the heap will be formed, then it will be standardized. Then from millets 100% weighment through lorry weighbridge. This is their procurement point of view. From now we will see from in procurement, sometimes the storage, it will go to storage points, sometimes from storage point it will be moved, or from procurement it will be directly moved to railhead. So during railhead, usually if it is from millets, then it is 100% weighment is conducted through lorry weighbridge. Suppose if it is from procurement point, only 10% weighment is conducted and it is dispatched by rail. Now on arriving at receipt to storage points, how it is accounted, how the receipt is accounted on, suppose if the wagon is sent from Moga to Food Corporation of India Avadi, say in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, that is, if it is usually in Avadi, the siding Godowns are there, the wagons will be placed nearer to the shed, that is called the by rail at siding point. But in some places like Food Corporation, the food storage depot Arakonam, where there is no siding facilities, where there is no railway, the railway lines inside the Godowns, the good shed point is somewhere else, that is nearer to Arakonam junction. The good shed point is there. From there it is nearly some 1.5 kilometers is away. The Godown Food Corporation India, that is Arakonam, is away from the good shed point, say 2 kilometers. So how it is unloaded, how it is accounted, that we will see. So by rail, first we will see the rail point, that is in siding Godowns, how the receipt is conducted, that we will see. So from Moga or Firozpur or Karnal, from Punjab, it is directly coming to Avadi, first day Avadi, where the siding facilities are there, where the rail railway lines are there inside the godown. So straight away the wagons will be placed nearer to the shed. So receipt at siding godowns. Then here usually we are not conducting 100% weighment. Only 10% of the rack is taken for 100% weighment. Say suppose if 40 wagons are placed, then only out of 40 wagons, 4 wagons are selected from that, and the bags from that 4 wagons will be sent through lorry weighbridge, and 100% weighment is conducted. Like that the 4 wagons will be taken. Suppose if the wagons are more than 40, say jumbo rake 42 wagons are there, means another 5 wagons can also be selected. Or if all the wagons are not uniform in nature, that is all wagons are not BCN type, it may be BCNA or BCN AHS, then the discretion can be used, and more than 10% can be taken up for weighment. Suppose if 4 means 5 wagons also can be taken. So 10% of the rake is taken for 100% weighment. Then the average weight of the that day will be taken. Suppose if all the wagons will be, all the 4 wagons or 5 wagons will be added together, the weight will be added together, and average weight will be, per bag average weight will be calculated. Then per bag average weight is calculated, then that is flashed to all the godown in charges where the receipt is taken on the day. Suppose out of 40 wagons, 4 wagons 10% weighment taken, the remaining 36 wagons will be the weight will be adopted basing on the day average weight. That is for 4 wagons we have 10% weighment is taken, out of that average weight is calculated, that average weight is taken for other wagons also. That is the flash to the remaining godowns where wagons unloaded without weighment for arriving the weight. Now the overall weight, receipt weight will be calculated. The dispatch weight minus the receipt weight is equal to transit loss. So the transit loss is the difference between the sender's weight and the receiver's weight. That is from the receipt weight minus the dispatch weight minus receipt weight is equal to transit loss. So this is for the purpose of how the receipt is done from the godowns where the stocks are received from the dispatching end, say Punjab or from other places. Like that, if the godowns are not rail fed godowns or siding godowns, then how the weight is adopted? Usually in road fed godowns 100% weighment is adopted. All the wagons will be passed through the railway weighbridge, the weighbridge situated at the godown, and 10% weighment is conducted. That is by road 100% at godown shed points. If the godown is 10 km far away, suppose I have told about FSD Arakonam. FSD Arakonam good shed point and the godown point is roughly about 2 kilometers or the less than 3 kilometers. So it is less than 10 kilometers. So at one point only the weighment is conducted, that is at depot point, depot weighbridge. 10% weighment is conducted at depot weighbridge. Suppose if it is more than 10 kilometers, then 2 weighments are conducted, that is one at nearby goods shed, that is 10% is to be taken, and another at depot weighbridge, there also 100% weighment is taken. And if the weighment, suppose if the difference in weighment, if at all, if any difference is noticed between the two weigh bridges, then the depot weight, the depot weigh bridge weight is taken as the final. Then godowns are within Talakunda, goods are weighed 10%, 100% in depot weight. So this is the, so here the accuracy is more because all the bags are passed through weigh bridge and 10% members is conducted. This is with regard to the by road. Then what they are doing, suppose some security also will be sent towards the lorry, so that any pilferage and other things is looked after by the that security staff. So to avoid the pilferage and all, along with the lorry, security also will be provided. Then now this is with regard to the suppose if any full bag shortage is there, then that should be intimated to the consigner. Consigner is the one who dispatches the stock. Consignee is the one who receives the stocks. So the full bag shortages, if any, full bag shortages means in counting. So suppose if the wagon is having some 2,500 bags, they are loaded in a wagon. Suppose here on counting, if it is 200 and instead of 2,500, if it is 2,400 under bag, full bag shortage, that is called full bag shortage. If at all, if half bag and 3/4 of the bags is there, it is not called full bag shortage. If the entire gunny and everything is not found there, then it is called full bag shortage. Full bag shortage will be claimed with the consigner. Whenever full bag shortage is claimed with the consigner, the transit loss should be stated. The transit loss is inclusive of full bag shortage, because the full bag shortage includes the transit loss. So whenever we want to denote transit loss, we have to mention the transit loss include the full bag shortage weight. So this is with regard to the receipt to storage points. Then we will see how the wagon indent is made. So whenever at a dispatch end or at from sometimes from the from Tamil Nadu, it may be within the state, within the Tamil Nadu region, some dispatches may be taken place. For that wagon indent should be made. Like that in dispatching, and also they will be indenting the wagons. For that, what are the procedures adopted? Usually movement plan from headquarters as per the stock position, requirement, stock space, etc. So the headquarters draw the movement plan as per the availability of the that is stock position and the requirement in the places where it is dispatched, and also the space availability. Now on receiving the movement plan from the headquarters, the movement plan will be sent to regional office, and the copy a copy to zonal office for information. On perusal of headquarters movement plan, regional office will chart out another movement plan, because regional office will be knowing the requirement, the storage availability space, and all those things and practical difficulties. So the regional office will chart out the movement plan for the region, and RO will send movement plan to district office. District office will give movement plan to depot for arranging the clearance of the wagon and accommodating the stocks, or to issue the stocks from the X-wagon delivery. From the wagon itself, sometimes delivery takes place, that is X-wagon delivery. So that district office will give movement plan to depot for arranging clearance that is for arranging labor, arranging staff, and space wherever space is available. Then process involved, this is with regard to the wagon indent. Usually being the Food Corporation India, food sector, providing security, food security to the nation, top priority is given in allotting the wagons. Whenever the wagons are allotted, within 1 hour, if at all, if any defect is there, that has to be intimated to the railway for replacement. Or sometimes even if they could not replace, then the empty will go along with the rake. That is up to railway. So if at all, if it is a jumbo rake, it is 42 wagons or 58 wagons. Then now the process involved in wagon indent and movement. On seeing the movement plan from district office, the depot will raise wagon indent for placement with the nearby roadhead or railway study. So naturally, the already starting out the dispatch plan for the movement of rice to say Tanjavur, another district. So on seeing the movement plan from the district office, they will place indent with the railway for placing of placing of wagons on the particular date and time. Then according to nature of railway, wagon registration fee will be, so the nature of railway, suppose siding charges, the siding godowns means the charge is something different. If it is godown, that is goods shed point, the rate is something different. So according to the nature of railway, wagon registration fee will be paid either by check or by cash or by FAM credit note FCN, or even it will be paid, sometimes even it will be paid by zonal office or regional office also. Then next thing, set to contain wagons. Usually the railway is not taking any responsibility on the number of bags loaded, because it is highly impossible for counting all those bags by the railway authorities. So clear RR is not given. This much of bags is found in this wagon, like that it will not be given. So set to contain means what they have said, it will be in the wagon. That is called set to wagon, railway receipt RR. That will be given by the railway. Set to contain means what is the bags available in a wagon told by the dispatching end, that is set to contain RR. Now railway receipt is given by the electronic railway receipt. Now through computer, everything is fed into the computer and RR is given by the computer. Then according to FCI, being the very biggest organization and providing food security to the nation, the dunnage is exempted from place. The dunnage is exempted in the door points, in the wagon door points. Usually during rainy season, some water may percolate, water may enter through the gap found in the door and it may damage the grains. And in those places, some husk bags will be in the doorways, some husk bags will be provided to absorb water particles. And since it is highly impossible to place the huge husk bags and other things, so the FCI is exempted. That's why it is called PT not completed. In the RR they will mention PT not completed. And then regarding jumbo rake means from point to point it will come and it will be having 42 wagons or 58 wagons having BCN, BCNA, BCN AHS. Next thing we want to say about free time. Whenever the wagons are placed, that has to be released. That the unloading operation should be completed within 9 hours. Say for example, today another thing we have to say about the railway timings of clearance. Morning 6 to 10 in case of siding goods. The timing of clearance is morning 6 to night 10. If it is good shed point, and throughout 24 hours is allowed for unloading. From good shed point to FCI point, then even 24 hours throughout night is also allowed. So the free time 9 hours means, today say for example, today morning the wagon is placed at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. means the free hours 6 to 6 12 and then 3. Before 3 p.m. that is 9 hours from morning 6 to evening 3. That is 9 hours. Before 9 hours, the entire wagons are to be released. The unloading operation should be completed. That is say exactly by 3 p.m. That is called free. That is free time. Within that time, no demurrage charge is levied. Since the wagon is rolling money, if it is not released, it cannot roll and it will not take another load from other places. So it is called rolling money. Within 9 hours it has to be released. Suppose if it is more than 9 hours, even if one wagon is retained, entire 41 wagons we have unloaded by engaging laborers, but one wagon is left, or even a part of the wagon is left, say 10 bags, 20 bags, even then the entire the demurrage charge is levied for the entire rate. That is per ton 50 rupees is levied. Like that for the entire wagons they will levy the demurrage charge. That is with regard to the free time. Then we will see jumbo rake we will have told. Then ICCO means Independent Consignment Certifying Officers. It is also called as squad also. Independent Consignment Certifying Squad. That is 3 members will be available. That is as per the order of district office. The 3 persons include at manager level. Suppose if managers are not available to the fullest capacity of 3, then they will add one senior most age one also of different cadre. Then the entire responsibility, the responsibility also lies with ICCO. They have to supervise the unloading point. They have to see moisture content at the time of receipt. They will see all the condition, so that they are also part and parcel of the unloading operation. So they will witness the unloading operation and they will pass on their remarks. That is Independent Consignment Certifying Officer. And next thing we have to see even loading. What is even loading? Suppose railway will be seeing how the loading is happening. Suppose if the loading, because a wagon contains 8 wheels, that is axles. 2 axles will be there. In each axle there will be 4 wheels will be there. Totally 8 wheels will be there. And in 88 wheels, what they will see, whether the unloading, suppose if it is a wagon, in a wagon is there, inside the room, they will see the bags are unloaded from one corner. Row is stacking should be there. That is, the should be made a row wise. First row on one side, say if it is on the northern side, say on the southern side, another part of the wagon, another end of the wagon, one row should be loaded. Like that, second row on that side, second row like that. Because the axle should have a even load. Because if it is not even loaded, the possibilities of the axle getting shattered is possible, and while in the en route it may develop some problem also. For that, the even loading should be there. Then transit loss we are told, and next thing we have to say something about wharfage. Wharfage means in some of the godowns, siding godowns are not there. There the backs will be, the godown is far off, and immediately it has to be cleared. If lorry supply is not to the fullest capacity and laborers are more, then they will unload the bags in the wharf available in the goods shed. Say in Tamil Nadu, Rayapuram goods shed is there, there wharf is there. In wharfage, suppose in wharf the commodity should be cleared within a day from wharf to our FCI godowns. If it is more than, it takes more than a day, then wharfage charge will be calculated, and it will be taken by the railway. They will claim with the FCI. So wharfage charge will be claimed. To avoid that, within the free hours is 24 hours. Within that time, it has to be cleared from the wharf. So this is with regard to the wharfage. I think we have covered the entire receipt operation. With this, we conclude the video.